Hey everyone, this is your emissary here, Kevin Hubenstreit. Again, just wanted to talk about one of my favorite Star Trek episodes, which is from Star Trek The Next Generation, which is Tapestry. Tapestry is an episode that really means a lot to me. It's one that I kind of constantly think about and kind of go back to in my mind. And I just kind of rewatched it a little bit last night just to get a little, clearer picture of it and everything. And I think it really is something really important to say about taking risks, taking chances, making mistakes, and learning from them. Because that's what Picard had to do. He had to sort of fight the Nausicaans and get into a brawl with them in order to sort of learn from his mistakes in order to not do that again. Because he went back in time, and because he thought that he could fix it with his foreknowledge, it ended up sort of making things worse for him instead. He became, obviously, as you saw, a person that just didn't stand out. He was just a regular guy. Now, again, in the real world, of course, I think it takes all people to function. Not everyone has to be a captain. I think it's fine that people are, blue shirts. We need blue shirts in the real world, But for Picard, because he was a captain and because he stood out, it really was a punishment for him. It really was something that he really was very conflicted about. So again, I don't think it's the fact that blue shirts are bad and don't be a blue shirt, because again, we need all types of people in this world to function. But for Picard, for someone who is a leader and then become not a leader, was a very horrifying thing for him. I mean, towards the end of that last scene, Picard and Q are talking, and he basically says, I can't be this man. That man is bereft of passion and imagination. And then what does Q go? He goes, oh, well, you see, Picard. That man who did not fight the Nausicaans, he went about his days from one assignment to the next, not knowing where he'd go, because he learned to play it safe. And I don't know, that just really kind of speaks to me individually, especially with my recent Star Trek Las Vegas trip, as you know. I sort of went by myself, and I didn't really know who I'd really meet up with there, really. And like I said, I don't even really fly by myself. It was always something I was sort of scared to do. I always went with a friend, or my mom, or dad, a family member, something. So again, I was very sort of nervous. I'd never gone this before. I didn't really know, for sure. I mean, yes, I had joined a couple of Facebook groups and things, but still, I didn't know. It was a huge risk for me. It was a huge chance. I had no idea. And so, because I hadn't gone with anybody before, I had to sort of make myself be a little more extroverted. I had to try and go out and make friends. And I did that, and it worked out really well for me. I took a chance. And I think it really ultimately paid off. As if I had played it safe and maybe kept to myself, the trip wouldn't have nearly affected me as much, and I wouldn't have grown and learned as much as I did. So for me, that's why Tapestry is actually one of my favorite episodes. Because again, there are some times in life where you just have to take a chance and just get noticed. Like Riker said, get noticed, stand out in the crowd. However he's sort of saying it, Especially that speech, too, where he's speaking of Blue Shirt Picard, and he's wondering if he can get command, and, Riker's like, well, you're a good officer. We don't want to lose you. And it's just, very sort of, it's just, man, it just really kind of hits right here to me when you hear that scene, just goes, it's so good. It's just like, wow, it's just really impactful. So, for me, Tapestry, one of my favorite episodes, certainly one of the finest TNG has to offer, which is probably my second favorite series next to DS9, but it's very close. I would say TNG and DS9 are practically tied, because I grew up at TNG, and it really means a lot to me. And also, a funny thing, too, I noticed is with, Q's in it, and he's playing the role of a guardian angel, practically, like a la It's a Wonderful Life, Christmas Carol kind of thing. But in all the Q episodes, the letter Q is in the title of the episode, hide and Q, things like that. And this is just Tapestry. So it's kind of interesting, right? It's the one Q episode where the Q almost isn't titled, oh, that and all good things. All good things, there isn't a Q in that either. But I think those are the only two. And it'd be funny if it was called, Tap Q-Stry or something. I think that'd be great. That'd be kind of funny. But no, they decided not to do it against that, and I think that was the right call. And again, another wonderful episode written by one of my favorite Star Trek writers, Ronald D. Moore, who I had the pleasure again of getting a wonderful autograph of my badge at STLV. So it's really quite something. So again, I will hope to speak to you all again soon. Just want to make this quick little video, and I will see you all again next time.